Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 1st to the 15th, 2020 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification. Now, before we dive into this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Feeling yourself centered, calm, and at peace. Beautiful. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Libra, August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. 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 Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Oh, goodness. So let me see. Which one's first? These ones? Okay. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Angels. All right. Beautiful. You have one bonus card, which is absolutely lovely. And now let's see what your chakra message is for this time. Libra, August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Yeah, 3. Okay, Spirit just said no, don't go for more. 3's it. Beautiful. So we have peace. I love that. The crown chakra is very powerful for you. You're calling on your peace. You're calling in your peace. There's a sense of letting yourself move forward with a harmony of heart. And during these trying times and during the intensity of the emotion of the world, you might be finding it very hard to find peace of mind or to center yourself. There can be also the other extreme of, well, not extreme, but the other way of looking at it is embracing peace, embracing this quiet, using this as a time of introspection and contemplation. And you can have a draw from both of these, and it can feel, it can almost feel like you go from one extreme, like doubts and fears, to serenity and peace, and then you go back and you go forth. And this is really saying here, take a look at what you want from your life, the way that you want to move forward, the center of power and beauty and grace that is blessing you. And let this fill your mind. Also, you might just need to turn some things off. Clicking off the television, the radio, not, reading news feeds all the time to keep yourself centered. It's going to be very, very good to raise your energy vibration and to have that power moving with you. And then we have, again, the crown chakra, meditation. So you're having your heart and your mind having a conversation here. This meditation helps you move forward in peace and in harmony. Now, this can be taking a thought and following this thought through, just thinking about something and mulling it over and over again in your mind, like a mantra, but a little bit of a puzzle. And I'm just seeing that being very helpful for some of you Libras, because you need to balance the scales right now, especially between the mind and the heart. So you might sit there and say, well, I am emotionally feeling vulnerable because of, and then meditate on that vulnerability, meditate on the reason why, because you're going to find that as you move forward and as you embrace quiet moments for yourself, it doesn't have to be sitting down in meditation for, a half an hour or better. It can be sitting quietly with yourself for 5 minutes. It can be going for a walk and listening to the birds sing, or listening to whatever, chatter. It doesn't matter. Just to have your ears not having, Spirit is showing me taking the earbuds, taking the headphones off, and just listening to the world around you. That is going to be something that is absolutely beautiful. And that is very, very powerful. You're embracing a peace. You're embracing a serenity of soul. And you're moving forward in that knowledge. Meditation, contemplation, that coming together, the mind talking to the heart, is going to be a very beautiful way to move forward in this enlightenment. And I see the kind of pattern of the image here, where you have the light moving up and you have the light moving up. So it really does bless you. It really does grace you with this enlightenment that really connects you with divinity, with the higher power of this universe. And then this moves us to the solar plexus chakra with inner strength. You're going to find that, yes, you are calling on your inner strength, but you're also empowered by this strength. You're seeing yourself kind of come out of your shell, come out of it's a cold period, which if you're in the northern hemisphere, it's funny because it is summer, but it's coming out of a period where it can't just be the emotions of things weren't as rich as they should be. So here, it's like looking at what you desire, at what you want, and it's breaking free, it's moving forward, and it's doing so with grace and with dignity and with this tremendous, powerful energy that is like, wow, I'm embracing my inner strength. I am moved by my inner strength, and there's nothing and no one, oh my goodness, here, there we go, that is going to keep me held back. So that is really quite enchanting. Oh, and the left-hand side, of course, is your inner self. The middle is your heart. The right-hand side is your public self. So we're starting with the Tower, which makes perfect sense for everything that we're seeing with the karmic knowledge. And then it moves you to the Knight of Cups, strong water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, coming forward, being a defender of the heart. Then we have you shining through, Queen of Swords. You know your mind. You know what it is that you desire. You're the warrior queen. We have the Fool, new journey approaches, looking at things anew, embracing this power, this contemplation, this understanding. We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is absolutely brilliant. It's glorious. It really is. It's a celebration. It's happiness. It's enchantment. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. You're balancing a lot. Wealth and the wealth that you want to move forward in. You have to also remember to balance yourself as you do so. The Two of Swords, so the repeat of the number 2, when it comes to your heart, it can be that you are working with somebody else, or that a partner is really intensely, connected to your heart during this time especially, most likely always, but during this time especially, and you're balancing things, you're finding the paths to move forward. There is also a sense of creativity. If you're not in a relationship, you're balancing the duality of yourself, okay? Because I'm just seeing the scales of you, Libra, really coming forward, and it's like you're balancing the scales. You're balancing what is needed within your life, and you're doing so with grace and with dignity. The Knight of Cups, we have here the Death card, which is the Scorpio energy. So there's a very strong connection here to Scorpio, October 23rd to November 21st. Then we have the Three of Wands. Oh, the Empress. I love that. Reclaiming a throne. The Five of Pentacles, very interesting. I'm not surprised at this at all, because there is a sense of a feeling as if you are on the outside of wealth. All right? And as if, it's never going to move forward, and kind of having a nihilistic, fatalistic idea of this. It's like, wow, I'm just never supposed to be there. Now, this could be a past life. Yeah, a past life trauma that is coming forward. This could be trauma within your DNA. We're just not wealthy people, or we lost everything. I saw us lose everything, and it's a scar. It's a scar that's carried down within the family line. And it is actually proven that if you live through very traumatic situations, okay, it affects the generations to come. Now, does that mean that if you live through a traumatic situation, you should, just stop because it's going to affect everybody else? No, it doesn't mean that at all. What it means is that there is a sensitivity that you have to have towards yourself, a kindness, a compassion. And here with the Five of Pentacles, it's letting that compassion come in so that your world opens up and that you see the wealth, you see the prosperity, you see the bounty, and it moves you forward with the Chariot. The Chariot is Cancer energy. It is determination. It is dedication. It is moving forward with this ferocity of heart, okay, Libra, that people sometimes don't see with you. They're like, oh, don't worry, Libra, you've got this, or, Libra is balanced and quiet, but there's like this sense during this time. And I love that you end with all major arcana cards. So this packs a punch. It really does. It's like, I'm going for it. And you end with nobody being able to tell your heart what to do. And it moves you to the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is your bonus card. Now, the Three of Cups shows us the people we can trust, yes, most definitely. But it also shows us the people, and it highlights the times where we've trusted people. We've had those people in our lives, and we thought, wow, this might have been a romantic relationship. This could have been a parent, a teacher, a grandparent, whomever. And we thought, wow, you're in my corner. You're supposed to, be on my side. You're supposed to like me. You're supposed to want the best for me. And it didn't happen. And that can be absolutely heartbreaking. And it's that hurt and that's pain that's taught us so much. But also we have to remember to value those who walk with us. All right? And not expect them to be like, oh, well, when are you going to betray me? How are you going to hurt me? Yeah. We'll go into this more deeply in just a moment. Let's see the people who are going to aid you during this time. Who are the people who are going to aid Libra? August 1st to the 15th, 2020. Who are the people who are going to aid Libra? August 1st to the 15th, 2020. Who are the people going to aid Libra? August 1st to the 15th, 2020. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. 3, no, 4. Okay. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we have here the Knight of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Slow and steady wins the race. This is a person who slowly and steadily builds, who looks at the big picture, who takes everything in. And this is a person who's also a defender of emotional truth, a defender of personal power, a defender of all things that grow. You'll probably, okay, so Spirit is showing me a green thumb. This person probably adores plants or likes being out in nature. It really revitalizes them. And it charges their battery. Then we have the Prince of Cups. This is a water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. You have the Knight of Cups right here. So the Knight of Cups, the Prince of Cups in the Druid Craft deck. And so here, this prince, you have two of the slowest moving princes, okay? You have the slowest moving princess. So these are people who take their time in things. This is a person who takes their time when it comes to the heart, when it comes to the soul, when it comes to the self. Slowly and steadily moving forward, slowly and steadily going after what they desire, slowly and steadily building love, security. So if this is, and for some of you it might be like a romantic relationship, things go slowly and steadily, right? And that's the way to build things. If it is here a passion for your career, okay, a passion in the way that you want to move forward, this is things going slowly and steadily. This is people you find along the way who inspire you, who help you out, or who you're looking at and you learn from. And you might never know what sign they are. You might never know what is a prevalent sign in their chart. But you know the effect that they have on you, and you feel it like in your heart. You feel this in your roots. You feel this energy around you. Now, if you want to get an astrology reading, I am linking my personal astrologist below because she's amazing. And I feel like, Spirit was telling me, let people hear about her. And so I'm linking her below if you're interested. She is really quite fantastic. It's Raven Ways. And then we have here the Lord. So the Lord is Aries energy. This is March 21st to April 19th. And this is somebody who is dedicated, determined, stubborn. You might actually have a bit of a repel from this person. It's like, whoa, wait, you're a little bit too intense. Like, what the heck's going on? But now there's this power, there is this brilliance. And you're like, oh, I get it. Okay, oh, I understand. So this person might come across as just a bit too intense, just a bit too much. But when you step back, when you look at things kind of later on down the road, you're going to see, oh wow, this is what that person meant. Oh, this is what was desired. I see the long run of what's helping me, what's guiding me. And this then leads us to the moon. And this is a Pisces energy, a time frame February 19th to March 20th. This is a person who is super in touch with their feelings. This is also a person who makes you face your fears, which you may not like, but this is definitely a person who aids you. Okay, for better or for worse, they aid you as you move forward. And you see here that fear is a part of life. And it's not a part of life that we like or that we want to talk about, but it is a powerful part of our existence. We are programmed to be afraid because that's what kept our ancestors, that's what kept ancient man, alive. You were afraid of going that way because people didn't come back. You were afraid of eating these berries because it killed you painfully. You were afraid of, all of this stuff because everything could hurt you. And here we have that same understanding of fear. Okay, our minds haven't evolved the way that our societies have. We've evolved so tremendously quickly in a relatively astoundingly short period of time. But we still have that fear. But instead of, oh, don't go that way, there's a bear, oh, don't eat those berries, you'll die painfully. It's social anxiety. It's, being accepted. It's looking at what is expected of us and not feeling like as if we measure up. And things become amplified because our brain doesn't know that it's not really a life or death situation. It's just not. And so here, as we face our fears, we know that, yes, there will always be background anxiety. Always. Background fear. If you were to ask me, I am afraid of everything, most definitely. But there's a sense here of this person showing, just jump. Just do it. There's always my mom's favorite saying, you just do it. And that still is. She's like, just do it. Just go. You think about it too much, it becomes too scary. And that's what you're going to see here. It's like this person's like, jump, go, do. And Libra, you're like, oh, okay, I want to make sure it's balanced. I want to make sure it's right. And they're like, go for it. Go for it. Go for it, Libra. Because you have the Tower. And the Tower is change coming in. And I know you're probably sitting there and thinking, no, my personal self, I do not want to start this game off with the Tower. The Tower is not a bad card. The Tower is getting us out of our comfort zone. The Tower is change, whether we like it or whether we don't. The Tower is power. The Tower is taking us out of our stagnation into something greater. The Tower is showing us so much more. And so we have this Tower time coming in. We have, this power, this truth, this determination, guided by divinity to lead us forward. And yes, it could feel like our whole world was shattered. Yes, it can feel like we are completely overwhelmed. Or it could be, looking at things, wondering about things, not really being sure. And so with the Tower card, you are looking at what you desire and what you want. You are looking at what is needed. And you are saying, this is my truth. And this can be coming out of a Tower time because you have these beautiful cards here that are absolutely amazing. And so you might have been through the ringer. You just might have, Libra. And for a lot of you, you have. You've been through an astoundingly trying time. It's been hard. It's been emotional. And you're seeing where you stand now. And you may not understand exactly why you had to go through that Tower time. Why the pain, why the sorrow, why the upset. You will see it down the road. A personal story. Here, when I was young, 8 years old, my grandparents started to die, my grandma, my great-grandma. And it was the most devastating thing because they died slowly and painfully. And as a child, you just don't understand. And even to this day, just even talking about it, it chokes me up. They were my world. And I was so angry for so long. I carried that anger with me as I grew, as I became. That hurt, that pain, that loss. But here's the thing. Out of all that pain, out of all that hurt, out of all that devastation, they taught me love the way only they could. They showed me beauty, the power of a life well spent, the injustice of a death not deserved. And it was intense, most definitely. But it is a lesson that has shaped me ever since, whether I was cognizant of it or whether I wasn't. And it's something like that here. It doesn't have to be something where you sit there and you say, oh, I understand why. It might take you decades to understand why. And it might be a defining cornerstone of your life that was not fair, that was not just, but it was divinely guided. And I feel that for you in my solar plexus. I do. It affects your gut. Be very mindful. Be very mindful of what you eat. Be very mindful of what you drink during this time. It really does affect your gut. It really is powerful for you. Right? This change comes forward. You feel it in your gut. You have very strong gut reactions to things during this time. You need to move forward in love. You just do. This is being a defender of the heart. This is being a knower of your truth. This is moving forward with this water sign energy around you, a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Cancer. Okay? But this is moving forward, and you have Scorpio and you have Cancer right here. So I would say these two are very strong, either within your chart or, within your life. And you're looking at things and you're like, yeah, okay. You go slowly, you go steadily. It's right here too. This is not a time to rush. It's just not. It's a time to go slowly, to go steadily, to go purposefully forward. And as you do so, you embrace your heart. It's like, what do I love? How does my heart feel about this? Really let your heart be your guide. It's not letting emotions take over, okay? Because we want that balance between the mind and the heart. It's very important. The mind here, you are the mind. You are an air sign energy. Air sign energy is about the mind, about the voice, about understanding, searching, knowing. So you have the heart being the defender of the mind. You have the mind being the, the employer of the heart. It's like needing the heart to work with it is what I'm seeing here. And I don't know exactly how to say that. But it's like, it's choosing a champion, because I just see a white, kind of like a handkerchief being given in jousting matches. That was done. Like you gave this linen and you said, oh, this was my knight. And so here, it's like you're having that partnership. You're having that fierceness come forward. And so here, your heart is defending so much. Why? Because it's your emotional truth. And I am of the firm belief that we are emotional beings. As emotional beings, we need to listen to our hearts. We do. If we do not listen to our hearts, things fall apart. They just fall apart because we try to be too logical. We try to be too detached. And then life doesn't have the meaning that it should. It doesn't have the power that it needs to. And so here, when your mind and your heart have that conversation, when you say, well, what do I think about this? And how do I feel about this? And does this make sense? And is this, what I desire? You're going to find here that you really do become a fierce warrior for your truth, a fierce warrior for where it is that you want to be within your life, a fierce warrior for what it is that you desire. And you might say, Dane, I'm tired of being a warrior. I don't want to be a warrior. You're very much embracing peace. So this is a warrior for your peace, for your truth, for your power, and for your understanding. That is what you are a warrior for. And as you move forward in this meditative understanding, as you move forward in this ferocity of spirit, in this brilliance of your voice, you have this cup of water right here, this little bowl of water. It's like you're guarding your heart. You're guarding what's truly important to you as you look out over the ocean, as you embrace the power of emotions of this world. And it moves you here to really knowing your truth, knowing what you desire. But it moves you to beginning your Fool's Journey. Now, the Fool's Journey is really quite beautiful. The Fool's Journey is what every person starts with when they go on their hero's tale. when they decide to embrace the hero's journey. Now, the hero's journey in mythology, it's what makes a hero. It's what makes a really good story. We'll see it time and time again in stories where you have a hero, you have this person who has to go on this quest, and they then become something that they weren't. Think of like Percy Jackson or something like that. Harry Potter, if you want to. Lord of the Rings. These are all people who went on these heroes' quests and became something they never thought they could be. And that's what you're doing here. Because this is your story. And in a story, you need conflict, you need pain, and you need suffering, you need, triumph, you need victory, you need love. A good romance always makes a book better, right? Or it makes a movie better. And so here, it's like you're looking at things and you're starting on this tale, even if the love, even if the passion, even if the sensuality of being is just simply for your life, doing so with such feeling, such depth, such emotion, that it almost becomes erotic because of that. You're moving forward in that powerful, brilliant truth, no matter how you are writing your tale at this time. But you have to move forward in the hero's tale, saying, this is my life, this is what I want, this is what I need, and this is what I'm going after. Because people will sit there and say that you're crazy, because you're not following the conformity of what they think should be. It's like, listen, that's fine. That's fine, I'm not you. And I'm good with that. Follow your tale. Because if Perseus didn't go after to slay Medusa, she'd still be around, right? Nobody would have defeated her. And men would still be turned to stone. So here, it's embracing that brilliance. It's not falling into the rigidity of not going after your own hero's quest. It moves you here to the Nine of Pentacles. It's a celebration of the heart. I love the bird here, the freedom, the sense of just enchantment, the happiness, the joy in this card. And it's like, yes, let me embrace. Let me embrace the beauty, the prosperity, the bounty of my garden. Because it is amazing. Also, sharing it with the living beings that are around you. That is glorious. And it moves you here to the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is needing to find the balance between what you celebrate and what you still doubt. And you're so busy looking and saying, well, I need to get rid of the doubt, right? I need to be just assured of everything. That's a really tall order. It is. Don't sit there and think you have to know. And don't think that you have to give all your time and everything, yes, to balancing the scales of the world. You have to balance the scales of you. And then their journey, it's their journey. Their power, that's their power. But you cannot fix it. And Libra, that is a very powerful thing to learn and a very powerful thing to know. So as the love comes in, as the bounty comes in, as, kind of, Spirit is saying raise it and praise it, seriously, as you raise your hands in celebration and in joy and prosperity, you find this balance, you find this harmony, you find this truth. And it moves you towards where it is that you truly want to be within your life. It moves you towards what you really, really want. And it takes you out of the disconnect and into a place of peace and understanding. Well, no. It brings more of a peace and understanding because it takes you out of a scope that is too big and puts you as the ruler of your universe, yourself. Because it can only be you. It's only you that you have any sort of power over. Everything else has free will. And so here with the Two of Pentacles, you're finding this balance. You're finding this harmony. You are looking at things and saying, yes, I'm juggling, but I cannot forget that I matter. And I need to make sure that I am on balanced ground. And it moves you to the Two of Swords because as you come to this sense of, I need to see things, I need to understand things, I need to move forward in this truth, you start to look at the roads before you. And there are two really distinct ways that you have seen your life going, okay? And we usually go from one extreme to the other, is what I'm seeing here. It's like, it's either, it's beautiful, it's like sunshines and roses and just glorious, or it's like the middle of this horrific thunderstorm with tornadoes. And you need to have a balance. You need to have a balance. Why? Because if you're in paradise, what did Dostoevsky say about paradise? If we are to walk into our paradises, we would pop our paradises like bubbles because they would never be enough. right? We'd always be thinking and moving and creating something more. If we are always living in our hells, well, that's not a place to be either, because there's no even not desire, there doesn't seem to be a hope for the idea of a paradise. And so these two ways pull at us. And I'm just seeing these two ways pull at us, and you're going from one extreme to the other, and you want to balance things. And it can be also you're trying to keep the peace, and you're trying to move forward in the life that you want, and you feel overwhelmed. You feel overwhelmed. There's one way that you are looking at things, and it's kind of like resigned. It's like, okay, well, that's something, right? There's another way that you're looking at things, and it's a dream. It's a fairy tale. And that fairy tale, you would think, like, oh wow, it's beautiful, right? But if you look at real fairy tales that have all the moral lessons in them, okay, that are more than just Disney, which are pretty, and yes, but so much less than the originals. You need to have the heartbreak, the pain, the disappointment, because you're going to see other roads start opening up to you. You're going to see other ways of moving forward. They enchant you. They are more calling to your soul than what it feels like anything that you have ever known before or dared to hope for. And this leads you to a dying away of your old self and a rebirth of your new. This leads you to the Scorpio energy, October 23rd to November 21st. Now, this is also very powerful for you Libras who are cusp babies. Yeah, the Scorpio side of you, or you have a lot of Scorpio in your chart, is going to come out very strongly. And even if you're not, even if you're not a cusp baby, even if you're not, born on the beginning or at the end of Libra, that goes right into Scorpio, you're going to find that you're very drawn to the more mysterious, okay? You're also going to be, Spirit saying secretive with like your path and your plans forward, okay? That's just going to be a natural kind of default for you during this time. So Libra, usually you share things or you talk about things. This is going to be a time where you kind of like keep it to yourself. And you're like, these are my dreams. These are my hopes. These are my aspirations. This is what I desire. And I'm being reborn, having them clicked around me. Yeah, I mean, that just gave me goosebumps. I mean, you have these dreams, these powers cloaked around you, and they move you forward with insightful wisdom, with this passionate truth. And it leads you to the Three of Wands. It leads you to seeing a new future for yourself. It leads you to being emboldened and moving forward towards where you want to be within your life. But things are changing. You're also seeing the great equalizer in life, because death, of course, is the great equalizer. And you're seeing this deeper truth, this deeper power. And you're sitting there and you're saying, well, why not me? Why can't I move forward this way? And it's working your tickets off. It's not that everything just falls at our feet, though, or becomes a feast, right? That would be lovely. But it is a sense here that everything that you have fought for, that you have worked for, is starting to come to a head. And it's starting to become, there's a hope base here. So you have the third card in the major arcana, and it equates to all the threes in the minor arcana, and you have the Three of Wands here. So this is hopes and wishes and new beginnings and passions and powers coming forward, and you're pregnant with opportunity, with this passionate understanding of your life, your soul, yourself, of the way that you want to move forward in the earth. And you might say, dang, this doesn't sound like me at all. I have more questions than I ever have answers, and I don't know what I'm doing. You're standing on the precipice of something great. Now, it can be that this has been a time for you where you really look at what you desire, Libra, at what you desire from life and where it is that you want to be. And you embrace a powerful dignity of self that moves you forward towards what was once a dream. But now you are slowly and steadily working towards becoming a reality. You're also looking at what people consider quote unquote safe. Okay? Safe jobs, safe this, safe that. And you're breaking that mold. And you're saying, well, it's not safe. Things that were once, assurities aren't. And so there's more of a sense here to take a risk on yourself. In the public arena, you're really looking at you. You're looking at what you are going to create, what you are going to bring forth into this world. And you have that strong sense here of creation, of pull, of desire, of claiming a throne you lost, claiming a voice you forgot. And as you move forward in this powerful truth becomes you. It floats over you. You start to see your ships coming in. You start to see things aligning. You start to see it not being so scary to kind of go out and ride those waves and go after what it is that you want. And you start to go out more. You start to see more. It doesn't mean actually going outside. It's safer inside, right? But it means taking these risks for yourself. It means looking at things and take that box. Take that box that we say, oh, this is what we do. This is, what leads you to success, and shatter it. Shatter it. Look at your skills. You might say, Dana, I don't have any. You do. You definitely do. They might be not, get tongue-tied, passionate. They might not be rock star and movie star skills. They might not be. There's a high chance that they're not, okay? But you have skills that will touch generations. I'll go back to my grandma. My grandma was not a rock star. My grandma was somebody who worked hard her whole entire life, who pulled herself out of poverty, who made a dream, who had a dream, and worked her tush off for it. All right? And people could sit there and say, it didn't mean anything. Nobody remembers her name. I do. If you have one person who remembers you, that's powerful. If you have a way of impacting the soul, that's powerful. We negate kindness. We negate love. We negate compassion because we see it as weakness. We also see, and we know, if you are a highly compassionate, empathetic person, you get taken advantage of. Okay, true. So have that empathy, have that compassion, have that love, with also a sense of it's okay to say no. It's okay to, put yourself first, to say, I matter. And it's okay to move forward in that power. Because here, you cannot create if you have nothing to create with. You cannot create if you are starving inside. You just can't. And so you embrace your power. And you become pregnant with everything that you can offer the world. And it's a tall feat. I'm not saying that it's small at all. You have 3 threes here. Divinity is guiding you, and they're in this little triangle, which I love. Divinity is guiding you. Your angels take the wheel during this time, Libra, more often than not. 5 of Pentacles, doubts, fears. I'll never be enough. I'll never move forward in wealth. I will always be on the outside. Here's the key. There's the lock. Go for it. Don't play by their rules anymore. Don't sit there and say, well, my gifts don't have any value. They do. They absolutely do. A gift of a heart, a gift of the heart is powerful. The way of the heart is powerful. Creating. You start off small. I'm not saying you're going to start off as a Rockefeller, You start off small. And you build. And you build, and you build, and you build. And you might wind up surprising yourself. And even if the money doesn't flow in, you've just improved your life. You have started your soul singing, resonating with a beautiful power. And that's going to change things for you. This is no longer being on the outside of wealth. This is no longer keeping those traumas, those dramas of the past and perpetuating them within your life. It's saying, I'm worth more. Because you are. Because you are. And believe me, as somebody who's been homeless, as somebody who's been overwhelmed, as somebody who didn't think they had anything to offer the world, right? I can tell you, the hardest step is saying, I'm going to start believing in me and going for it. It's also hard when you start to get discouraged then you look at things. Say, okay, how can I make this more me? How can I move forward in my power, in my strengths, in my truth? They're not like everybody else's. Be open and honest with yourself. Have a journal. Write things down. Speak things out. Connect. Connect with divinity. It's waiting for you. And once you do, holy guacamole dip. I mean, seriously, you will not be held back. You move forward like a force. Spirit is showing me a bat out of hell. It's like, yes, you do. You move forward with this force, with this connection, with this brilliance, with this fire, with this beauty, with this truth, with this wow. And it takes your breath away. It guides your heart. Nobody can tell your heart what to do. Nobody can tell you how to love. This is you embracing power. Now, this is, of course, a Cancer energy, a time frame of June 21st to July 22nd. But this is a power that is breathtaking. This is a passion that is powerful. This is a beauty that is you. And the thing with cancers are so sweet. Not all cancers, I do understand that. But as a majority, as a sign, it's a very loving sign. It's a sign that gives with their heart, their soul, their selves. It's a sign, actually, that I see here you really connecting with, okay? Those of the heart, you really do connect with them. And here, with this Cancer energy, even though they seem so agreeable, you can't tell their hearts what to do. You can't. And that's you. That is absolutely you. And you find yourself moving forward, being driven by the day and the night, by what is known and what is still questioned. And you go. And it's like, yeah, okay, you've been raked across the coals in the past. People who were supposed to celebrate you, they didn't. They didn't. And you sat there and you're like, man, what the heck is wrong with you? But most likely, you did and said, what is wrong with me? What if it's not your problem? Because usually when it is somebody else's problem, okay, or when it is that person's problem, they're usually so oblivious. They don't ask, wow, what's wrong with me? What did I do? If you did your best, keep on moving forward in that truth. All right? And say, listen, I did what I was supposed to do at that time. The person that betrayed me, that hurt me, that made me doubt myself, that's on them. It's not on me. It's not. And if you're carrying around guilt where you sit there and say, but I know I could have done this differently, I could have done that differently, let it go. The past can only restrict us. Right? It can only, past tense? It can only make you tense, right? While the present is the gift. So here, look at that gift that you want. Look at the people who are around you. And if you're saying, Dane, I don't have them. I don't have anybody around me. You have your angels, you have your spirit guides, you have divinity. Start channeling that light into you. It will be overwhelming, it will be. But divinity right here, showing you a sign. Saying, I'm here for you. Connect with me. Move with me. Be empowered with me. So let's go deeper. Libra. August 1st to the 15th, 2020, Libra. Show me more deeply for Libra. August 1st to the 15th, 2020, Libra. Show me more deeply for Libra. August 1st to the 15th, 2020, Libra. Show me more deeply for Libra. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Oh, and I love these cards. Look at them. They're my favorite colors, so that is amazing. I just had to share it because Spirit's like, share the beauty. So I hope you enjoy them too. Just definitely. And then let's look at people who are going to be a hindrance to you during this time. Who are the people Yeah, that who are the people that Libra has to be mindful of? August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. Who are the people that Libra has to be mindful of? August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. Who are the people that Libra has to be mindful of? August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, wow. Okay. Intense. So you have Cancer. So you have one Cancer energy in your life that's absolutely fantastic. You have another one that you have to be mindful of. Or, this intense Cancer energy is something that you also have to be mindful of how strongly you, if this is another person, how strongly you put your faith into this person, right? Or if you're being reckless, moving forward, just simply listening to your heart, I hope you know what I'm saying, because it's not saying don't go after what you want, but sometimes, if you're going after something and you've been waiting so long, it's like you start off like just like, oh my gosh, with so much force, and then like things start to burn out and you're like tired and you're overwhelmed and you don't know how you can keep up that momentum because you don't know how you got that momentum in the first place. So here, just be mindful. Just be mindful of that energy. Also be mindful of Cancers. But you also have a really good Cancer in your corner here. So it can be two different Cancers coming forward. The King of Cups. Water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. You have Scorpio and Cancer in this reading so far. And here, with the King of Cups, this is a person who is way too emotional, okay? A little bit tyrannical in their emotion, but also a bit erratic because they rule off of emotion and they want things done their certain way. There is also a sense here that they don't look at the big picture. They look at things very small, very minutely, and that can really drive you crazy. Also, the fact that they're letting their emotions really get the best of them is going to be something that you're like, oh man, no. It's going to be more about I, me during this time. And it can be this Cancer right here, astoundingly powerful person. But my goodness, do you find them trying? Princess of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is somebody who's looking at things. This is somebody who's studying things, who's seeing things. They're not asking the right questions. They think they have all the answers because they looked at something, okay? But this is a person that has a lot to learn, but doesn't know that they have a lot to learn. They think they have all the answers, that they know the truth. Yeah. And that's going to be something that annoys you because you're like, no, look at this, look at that, take in this information. And they're going to be too busy talking. They're going to be too busy, focusing on other things. So that's going to be interesting. Then we have Scorpio energy. Oh, wow, interesting. So you have one Scorpio energy, absolutely fantastic with. Another Scorpio energy, not so much, no. And you have the Pisces here, that is an aid to you. So this is very interesting here. Water sign energies in you are really strongly connected during this time, but you might not always see eye to eye with them. And with the Scorpio energy, this is somebody who's a bit aloof. And they don't really want to get closer. They don't. And it can be a very frustrating place to be because you're sitting there and you're like, okay, we can connect, we can get closer, we can see the problems, we can work through things. And they're like, no, I'm good. And so here, it's like, oh gosh, okay. Yeah, there's also a person, you don't get them. You don't get where they're coming from or why they're coming from there. And they're a bit dramatic. It's like, oh, okay, thank you. Queen of Swords. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You have the Princess of Swords. You could have the Queen of Swords. This could be a mother-daughter team. This could be somebody who can go from being really immature to acting like, this wise woman with all this knowledge in their heads. And you're like, oh my gosh, please, pick a camp. Like, pick where you're standing and just move forward. But with the Queen of Swords, this can also be somebody who you have to be mindful of because you just don't like them. When you first meet them, you're like, wow, you're an arrogant piece of work, right? And then as you get to know them better, you see that they're saying things that are truthful. They just might have no tact whatsoever. So just know this. Just know this person can be beneficial, but And even with the Princess of Swords, they have beneficial ideas, but they just don't present themselves well. Let me just take a sip of water. All right. The Nine of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Three of Cups, the Three of Cups again here, the Five of Swords. Interesting. Okay, I was like, when is this going to turn around? Wow. The Six of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Four of Swords. So that's lovely. That is a beautiful turnaround. I also really like this Four of Swords right here. So we have the Nine of Voice. Doubts, fears that keep you up at night because you're being handed this gift of prosperity, and it's permeating, and it's right over you, right here. You coming together with your mind, with what you want, connecting with your heart being your defender. It moves you forward in prosperity. It's like the key to this prosperity. It unlocks it. It moves you to what you desire, the seeds that you want to plant. The Nine of Voices, the Nine of Swords, is the doubts, is the fears, is the feeling like you're caught in the shadows, but there's really something beautiful that comes. Don't overthink it, because you're going to have a tendency to want to really, really, really overthink things. You're just going to have to move forward. The Knight of Wands is like, ready or not, just do it. Just do it. Be that Nike commercial. Just go after, be my mother, who's like, just do it, just go. And that's what you're going to see here. You're going to see that power to just go, to just do, to create, to cultivate. And there is a sense that you might feel a bit reckless as you're moving forward. All right, this is also, I'm just seeing the link to the Aries energy here is very strong. So this can be an Aries that helps you move forward in things, but it's being the lord of your castle. It's knowing what you desire, and it's defending that truth. As you do so, emotionally, things start moving forward rather quickly. And as they do, okay, as they gain that speed, you have the Three of Emotions, the Three of Cups coming in. And it's like, okay, things are moving forward, but I have all this past doubt and fear that's coming up. And it's like, how do I embrace what it is that I love? How do I move in this power and not be afraid of getting hurt, of getting burnt again? And how do I trust? How do I trust and know that there are people who will be on my side and who are profoundly guiding me? And here it's like the Five of Voices, the Five of Swords is a sense of victory. It's like you have to remember that you've been fighting. You've been fighting. You've been through the ringer, right? And with the Five of Swords in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it is a person taking the swords away from their enemies. And some people say, oh, wow, that's bad sportsmanship. You should give them back their swords. Personally, I do not see it that way at all. Why would you give somebody back their sword? So when you turn around, they can run you through the back? In medieval times, that was just not a thing. The fact that you let them leave with your life would have been beyond astounding. Like, people would have been talking about that forever. And not necessarily in a good way, because it would have been seen as a weakness. You didn't destroy your enemy completely. But there's a reason for that. It's your karmic power that you didn't destroy that person completely. You are adding to the wealth of your soul and of yourself. You taught them a lesson too. You show them where you stand, what you stand for, what you desire, where you're moving forward to. And that is really quite beautiful, because it's like, listen, yeah, I know I've been burnt in the past, and I will be burnt in the future. That's part of life. Life is hard. It is. One of my favorite quotes is, living is the hardest thing. After all, it kills you. It's so terribly cavalier and also cynical and gorgeous. And it was said by Katharine Hepburn. And if you could see somebody like that, who was, a golden age of Hollywood star who people, adored. And if that's true for her, then it's more than true for us. And here, with the hurts and the pains that you have been through, it has shown you how to maneuver, how to move forward in this world. The fact that there are backstabbers, the fact that there are people who take kindness as weakness, And you're like, no, no, sir. It is not weakness. It is tremendous strength to be a decent human being in this world. And you're welcome. And that's your victory, the Six of Wands. That is your victory. That is your success. That is something to celebrate. And you have to give yourself credit for this. I mean, you can sit there and say, oh my gosh, I should be like this, I should be like that, I should be more, whatever. Don't. I'm hearing ruthless. Less worried about the balance of life and of love and of beauty. And it's like, no. No. Celebrate yourself for who you are, for what you do well. The best way to think of it is when you have a boss that's terrible. Just think if you've ever had a really nasty, nitpicky, terrible boss. And then think of having a boss that actually complimented you, that said, wow, you're working hard. I am so thankful. Look at the great job you did. How hard do you work for the boss that makes you feel like garbage to the boss that makes you feel like a star? You work completely differently for those two people. Be the boss that celebrates. Be the boss that you want to give your all to, because it's seen and it's recognized. Because the veil is lifting from your eyes. You're seeing things much more truthfully, much more honestly. And as you do so, it can be very overwhelming, especially in the public arena, Libra. It's intense. The veil is lifted. You see the truth. You know what it is that you want. You know what it is that you need. You're also seeing the face behind the mask that everybody wears. And you're like, well, that's not cool. That's not right. And here, with the High Priestess, you are embracing your power. And you have to say how much of this energy you want in. How much of this power you want to move you forward. Because it can be too overwhelming for you. And you might be like, okay, a little bit of insight, a little bit of understanding. Having the voices of your angels, of your spirit guides, of divinity with you to guide you forward. That is beautiful. And that could be just enough. For others, you're diving deep. Okay? Emotions run high because of this. You see things and it's unlocking a key, but it's also bringing up people's negativities, people's egotism, people's, I'm in it for myself mentality. And with this knowledge comes tremendous power of insight, a tremendous power of being. I feel it very, very much in my hands here. And that's funny because she's having the moon come to her hands and there's that light coming out. And it's very, very inspiring. Okay? Very, very inspiring. Reiki healing would be very good for you during this time to learn to have distant Reiki healing done on you, to, listen to a Reiki healing session on YouTube. That energy would be something that you really take in. All right? And there's a sense here that as you are having the veil lifted from your eyes, as you are seeing things clearly, as you are empowered, you step back. You step back from the world and you look at it and you're like, okay. I see what's going on here. I understand more. I feel more. I am more. And so as this moves you forward, the Four of Voices comes forward. And I like how you go from 5 to 4, that countdown. And the Four of Voices, the Four of Swords. Here, it's needing to rest. It's having that beautiful serene bath in the cosmos, with the planets around her, and the person walking. And it's seeing things clearly because you're giving yourself time to rest, time to say, wow, I went through that. And I came out of it. With scars, with bruises, with hurts, with pains. Yes. But I came out. Better than I had imagined. Because I'm able to hold my head up high. I'm able to see my worth and celebrate myself. Life is about scars. And I know we don't want to hear it. You want to hear life is about, the happily ever afters and everybody gets to be Cinderella and everything's fantastic. Cinderella was a story. And I love it what my brother said. We have these huge weddings. And then we get to be the scullery maid Cinderella, the one who cooks and cleans and works, just to the bone all the time. He's like, why do you want that? We reverse it, and we don't know it. The one big party in a lifetime of work. Look at what you want, not what's being sold to you. Embrace your truth. See what you have been through. Give yourself respect. And find yourself empowered. But take time to heal. And look at what you truly want. And bring laughter. Bring joy into your life. Let's see your spirit guide animal card for this time. Libra. August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. August 1st to the 15th, 2020 Libra. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Ooh, okay, these two. We have the bee spirit. Sweet results await. And the elephant spirit. Learn from the past. So sweet results await for you, Libra, as you learn from the past, as you are empowered by the beauty. Your subconscious message from your spirit animal cards is the canary spirit. Sing your own song. Know your truth. And walk forward in that understanding, in that beauty, in that essence of you. Your subconscious people message is Aquarius, the star. Wishes do come true. This is somebody who looks at what you truly want and sees you. And isn't it just amazing to be seen? Your subconscious chakra message is balance. Root chakra. Libra, that is what your world is all about. Balance. Balance of love, balance of life, balance of you. Your subconscious tarot message is the sun. Happiness, joy, success, prosperity, beauty, shining, radiance. An absolute love of the light of the sun. The beauty that's coming forward. That's coming into you. Subconsciously, you're rejoicing. You also have to know that people see this, even though it's subconscious. And they'll be jealous. Why not me? Rejoice in your sunlight. Rejoice in your beauty. It is a powerful truth and a beautiful thing. And this is clarified by the Chariot. Now you've had this Cancer energy show up in 3 decks. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So this Cancer energy, June 21st to July 22nd. Powerful, powerful, powerful energy for you. This way of charging forward. This way of really listening to your solar plexus, your heart chakra, your desire in your life. To move you to where you need to be, to where you want to be. There's a sense of not veering from the path that you love. And not veering from the path of love. Making that your anchor in this world. Does it bring joy and peace, harmony, success, beauty into my life? Or stress, anxiety, doubts, and fears? Because to have yourself live in the shining light of the sun, you need to follow your emotional truth and have it communicate with your mind. Because you're a keen driver. Remember, the charioteers of the ancient world were the NASCAR racers of today. You're keen, you're skilled, you're intense, you're a risk taker. Right? But do not be so foolhardy that there's a crash. Know your skills. Push your limits. But don't be reckless. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negativity, a raising of our energy vibration, a calling peace, harmony, love, beauty into our lives, and having it wrap itself around our hearts to strengthen and empower us. Take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you.